Hey, what's up guys, North47 back again for some more at Golf Club 2, and today we are going to be back into the society events. I was originally going to do course number 9 in the random course series, but I thought I'd do this one instead. As you can see, I am in a society called DI Sleet fans. I hope I'm pronouncing Sleet right. I believe DI Sleet is the name of a character from an English sitcom called Murder in Successville. I've never heard of it myself. No, I've never watched it, but I believe it is apparently very funny, so I must give it a look. Um, what this is that it's a 3-round event, as you'll see in the message of the day. Round 1, you play with standard clubs. Round 2, you play with player clubs. And round 3, you play with tour clubs. So it's going to be very interesting to see exactly how things go throughout the 3 different rounds going from each club set. I have never before played with the standard clubs. The only time I've ever used standard clubs is actually in the tutorial when you first load up the game for the very first time. As soon as the tutorial was over, I switched up to the player just for a warm-up for that first few hours after first starting to play the game, and then I've been on tour clubs. I've kind of jumped back and forth a bit to the player clubs and back to the tour, but otherwise I'm committed 100% to the tour clubs only. So as I say, I've never played with standard clubs. Interesting to see what way this is going to go. As you can see, Ian, also known as MS Karen FBI, he has played, and so has Tim, also known as Collins27 LFC, has played. No idea how well they finish. It does say there that through hole 8, 4 under and 2 under. So very interested to see how this goes. So if you do fancy giving this a go yourself for a bit of fun, do join the Society DI Sleet Fans is the name of it, and it's run, I believe there it said, until the 29th of June, so you have a few days to get it done. But also, just to be sure, and I will show you now, just so you know yourselves, edit golfer. As you can see there, club set is standard. So just to make sure yourselves, if you do fancy doing this for a bit of fun, make sure that before you begin the first round that you are on standard clubs, and also before you begin the second round, make sure that you're on player clubs before hitting that first tee, and then obviously again the third round, make sure you're set up for tour clubs before hitting that first tee again. Otherwise, if you start off the second round obviously and you're still on the standard clubs, and then you change to the player clubs, you're not going to be using the player clubs, you will be using the standard clubs again. But I really am looking forward to this now, because like player clubs, there's not really much difference, like, but these standard clubs now, like just distance wise and obviously actually control wise as well, is a lot different to the player and tour. So interesting to see. I actually play with a bit of draw there on the standard clubs as well, so not going to be laser straight with them. And it's pretty much going to be like I mean the driver for the standard clubs is a standard 240 carry. So for me, that's pretty much going to be almost basically like taking the 5-wood off the tee all the time. So what have we got? We've got 172. It's going to be playing about 173. With that wind, I'd bump that up. I think the 4-iron might be enough. I say, I don't even have a feel for these clubs yet. That's a pretty straight shot there. It's getting up there. I don't even know what the course conditions are actually, in regards to the greens, how firm and fast they are. Just off the green. So I'm just going to have a quick look just to see. So I've got firm greens, firm fairways, and medium fast green speed as well. Perfect. Now, as far as I'm aware, like pretty sure putting is going to be the same across all club sets, but just as for that bit of control, you do obviously have a lot more control over spin and stuff suppose you could say, with the likes of the tour clubs and even with the player clubs, especially over the standard clubs. But the course is obviously going to play considerably longer with the standard. So I got 160, playing about 157. So I think 6 iron is going to be the club. If it does roll on a little bit long, it hopefully can come back a little bit. We're going to put it out about here for the wind. Pretty straight again, very, very slight little bit of fade on it. That's nicely up there. As you can see now, that's just going to run on. It might hopefully come back down a little bit for me. So it's going to be lengthy enough putt anyway. It's roughly going to be somewhere in the region of 15-20 feet anyway, at least. 15 feet, it's not too bad. So I am going to be expecting some longer putts throughout the round. Looks like it might be coming out just over the line there, so just aiming to get it close. Is it good? Oh, it's good. It is good indeed. Excuse me. So 1 under through 2. I won't look at the leaderboard as we go through the round. We'll keep that for a little surprise at the end of the round to see how well we did. And I'll play the second round then on the player clubs tomorrow afternoon or something. Some stage tomorrow anyway. But by the time I do get this, I do finish playing this round, and I edit and render the video, it will be a little bit late. So 222 for the 3-wood. Alright, that's playing on the tour clubs. That's 3 hybrid for me. Nicely in the fairway. I presume this is a par 5. It is indeed. So 68. Well, 68 yard carry actually. Sorry. So 67 yards. It's up 13. So it's going to be playing about 71. Now this is a straight up lob wedge. 71. What is a pitch shot going to do for me? 75. That's 55. Okay, definitely going to be playing with the pitching wedge here. Hopefully about the W should be about enough. The W on draw. Wind shouldn't affect it too much. As I say, this is just completely new territory. This is not going to bite. Oh, actually it sunk its teeth in fairly quick, so not too bad. I did put a decent amount of loft on there though. So still get out with a birdie, still the chance there. Looks to be fairly level the whole way. The camera's jumping up at this line here though, but it does look like there is a slight little bit of break there. So I'm going to play it to about here. It is turning back. And judge that nicely. So that is 2 under through 3. Moving along nicely. Now do I want to risk trying to carry the bunker with the wind? I mean, that bunker would not even be in play with the tour clubs. I'm going to go for it. 4-1. Oh, put a fast on that. So that is definitely going to be in the bunker. I don't think I would have carried it, to be honest. Well, it only went 240. I possibly might have. It is hard to know. As I say, I've never played with these clubs before. So I just want to get this back out onto the fairway now. That has got to be the straightest shot I've ever taken out of a bunker. So I'm going to have a long approach in here now just to try and get close to save the birdie, or save par should I say. 112. I'm going to slightly touch this up a couple of notches. Hopefully it sits down fairly quick. It's getting up there. Can it bite? Oh, it's just going to run on. Just don't catch that slope. That's okay. It's about 15 feet again. Can we save the par? Getting that camera hop again, which is not good for trying to read the greens, especially when it raises up as you're at the at each grid line. So it looks like it'll play about halfway out to that grid line. Come on, turn for me. Turn, 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 turn. Oh, just missed it. Just missed it on the outside. So I'll drop a shot back to 1 under. I know we're not playing fully off the back tees as well. I think the course would be just too long if we were to be. Wind is picking up as well, 10 mile an hour on the face. So that's brought it to, it didn't knock too much off, it did still carry on. It was only a couple of yards short of its actual carry distance. So I got 123, it's going to be playing about 125 in. I think I'm definitely going to take at least the 8 iron. 8 iron straight up might be the club. Maybe I should just take a tiny little bit off, that's a bit too much. Tiny little bit off it. Let's see how that goes. Oh, it looks pretty straight. Very slight bit of fade. Can it sit down? Oh, yeah, definitely shouldn't have taken that bit of loft off. Should have left it as it was. Might have come up just shy of the hole and may have stayed within the 10-foot mark or just outside it, but at 18 feet anyway. Very, very subtle little break. This is the main. These are the main two grid lines that I want to look at. Which this second one here has the slightest little bit of right to left on it. So again, it seems to be looking like it's going to play just around about here. It's turning. It is. That's safe in there. So I think that was for a birdie. Yeah, it was indeed. So back to 2 under. It just feels so weird having such a short distance off the tee. But keeping a handle on it, not letting the shorter distances get to us yet. So I got 142. It's up 10. It's going to be playing about 145. So I think I'm going to slight little upsloper on. So I think I'm going to keep it straight up as is. And hopefully it can sit down fairly quick. Oh, it's a little bit short. Needed to actually run on, and it is quite a bit left as well, so it's going to be another 15 to 20 foot putt again. 16 feet. Doesn't look to be much in it, but I do want to be careful of these beadless grid lines again. Very, very slight bit of left to right there. Playing, or it's looking to be playing level there. And pretty much there. Oh, it's hard to judge. There is the slightest little bit with the way those beads are reading, but I'm tempted to keep it straight and just send it on up there. Try and push it through any little break that is there. should come back to the hole, and it's good. It did kind of track a very, very slight bit off to the left there, so luckily I gave it just enough pace to hold the line and just get in there. Now I don't know actually, is this a par 4 or a par 5? It just feels so weird as I say again, having such a short range off the tee. It is a par 5. Not gonna get there in 2, but the 3 wood should be okay to get up there. And just sit in front of the green. And that should leave just pretty much a flop shot in if it doesn't hit the rough, but I think it will, just trickles into the edge. But it is, I think the flop shots are actually all the same. The flop shots are the same. And the pitch shots are all the same as well. It's just your standard shots, I think, have the difference in yardage. Oh, now that came up very short. I didn't even look at what the lie was like there. I just slightly de-lofted it and gave it a smack. So a bit of a mistake on my part there. Again, it's a very subtle little break, but one you do want to be careful of. It looks to be playing level, that one does. That was the main one again, as I always want to be sure of those beadless grid lines. Do not want those to catch you out where it might have that little tiny bit of break in it, and it's just enough to make you miss to the side. So I think it's going to play about here. I'll take a couple of feet off that. It's down 3 inches. Did I give it the weight? Oh, just burned the left edge. That was a little bit further in. Only a matter of inches there. I'll make the par anyway. So hole number 8, sitting at 3 under. If I remember right from before starting the round, I'm not too far behind the guys. So I got 137, playing about 136, call it 140ish with the wind. Very, very slight little touch up on the loft. Hopefully then the wind does hold it up and it can come up just a yard or two short of the pin. Good strike on it, but I am expecting pretty good strikes all throughout the round with them being the standard clubs. Wow, that went long. The wind did not hold that up at all, and the loft. I mean, I did put a little bit of loft on there, but I'm so used to having the more precise or more precision with the lofting on the tour clubs that I don't know what way. Oh, I just missed. I don't know what way the loft works on the standard clubs. So, a tricky one now to save par. Decent little bit of break there. And then again, what's this doing? There is definitely break there on that very, very slight little bit of right to left on it. And then it's saying it's more level there at the very last grid line. So I'm going to say it's playing just outside the left edge again. And hopefully I give it enough to hold the line, kind of come back a bit. Oh, so I'm going to drop a shot again. Wasn't too bad of a read, but just needed to be that slight little bit further out. This is my full warm-up as well. I haven't even taken any swings before doing this round, so I haven't even had a chance to warm up any putting or anything like that by playing a course at all. I literally just changed down to the standard clubs and jumped into the society. So 172. It's going to be playing about 170. Definitely dropping the club. I think once the wind, I'm not actually going to expect it to hold it up much. If I do go past, it looks like I will be below the hole, so I don't mind that. I will put it out a little bit. just in case the wind does decide to pull it back a bit. It's only 2 miles per hour though. Oh, that went left. That's very strange. Now, I mean, that was straight in the cone. It was perfect. I'm nearly sure it was perfect anyway. But it went left, and I don't think the ball was above the feet. Pretty sure it wasn't. Can it run up? Go on. I have to get out of the habit as well of fully lofting up the chip shots, because it doesn't let the ball roll on for as far as I want. It just checks up and slows down a bit quicker. Okay, slightly elevated tee. Oh, what has this got me on? That's got me on a 5 foot. Where's the driver going to put me? Excuse me. Oh, now I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. Tee is elevated, not much, but I'm tempted to give this a go and get there in 1. Bit of a fade on it, so I think it's is it going to carry? It is. Sorry about that. I just had to clear my throat properly there. So not too bad of a shot, 269. Just on the fairway, just slightly off the side of the green. I will give it full loft again, but I give it a decent backswing. Can it turn? Come on. Oh, it was starting to turn back and all. But we'll take a birdie. Move to 3 under. And I've lost track of what hole we're on now as well. We are on to the 11th. So it does really go to show the difference in the club sets. I mean, I can't guarantee 100% that I would be shooting amazingly low with either the player or the tour clubs on this course. But I do feel that I would be at least 5 or 6 under now if I was using the tour clubs. So we got 183, it's up 17, it's going to be playing about 189. 3 hybrid, I'll put a good bit of loft on it. Hopefully that'll be enough. Ball is below my feet, but it's not going too far right. Can I get down in time? Oh, hit the pin. Oh, nearly. So that is going to run off the green again. That's a par 4 as well. Okay, it is going to run downhill. So I don't want to give it... I'm going to test out actually a slow perfect full chip shot. See what it does actually with the standard clubs. So there's a slow perfect. It's going to check up quick now that it's going to run on. Now, personally, I think if I remember right now, the tour clubs, it should have checked up a little bit quicker than that. I know it ran downhill a little bit, but you do have that bit extra control over the spin when you fully loft. So not too much break in it until the end, where it starts to pick up a little bit. Looks like it'll play about here. Can we save the par? Looks good, is good. So we'll stay at 3 under. Can't wait to see what the guys finished at. I can't remember if anyone else has played. I know only Ian and Tim's scores were shown there before we started the round. That should hold the fairway. It shouldn't kick to the right anyway. Plenty of room even if we do. It's a nice course actually, this. This is another course I've never come across before. So I got 106, it's going to be playing about 104. Definitely going to be taking the pitch and wedge in, but I'm going to put it up a little bit. Hopefully that'll do. As I say, I just do not know how the loft works with the standard clubs, how precise you need to be. That has carried on 108. That's still carried on now. I'd only got a 2 mile per hour wind coming slightly from the left and behind, and that's still carried on. I put a good amount of loft on. If that was tour clubs now, I put enough loft on there to take about 9 yards off that. So I think with the standard clubs do need to be putting the loft up a little bit more. It's something out of curiosity that I might actually do. I might actually hit the range with the standard clubs and just have a look and just test that out, because as I say, I have never played with the standard clubs before, apart from the tutorial the very first time you turned the game on, and that was a nice long putt there, 20 feet in for the birdie. Nice little city skyline there in the background. Okay, so it is a par 5, 1 mile per hour wind, ball is slightly above the feet, we'll just aim a little bit to the right. This is definitely 3 wood, yeah. That should be safe in front of the green. And going by that pin position, I think I'll probably be taking a pitch shot. Looks a little bit too long to be a flop. 51, yeah, definitely going to be taking a pitch shot. So with the way that the ball rolls out, I think I'll just take a slight, oh, that's a bit too much. No, I've gone off the pitch. That's a bit too much. Just a slight little bit off, just to give it a little bit more forward, because we are on quite an upslope. It's probably going to run on miles past the hole. Oh, it's going to take that slope and filter down there now. Oh, but it is actually running uphill again. So, like, I mean, that came up very short there. And it actually it dug its teeth in fairly quick, considering the fact that it did touch down on or near the top of that red line slope there, and it still bit very, very quickly. And there's quite a few beadless grid lines here, so definitely want to make sure that they're playing straight, which they are not. This very first one here has right to left. Again, right to left on that. It seems to be leveling out, but it is there. It's very, very slight little break on it. It's actually more leveling out now that the beads are shown on these grid lines, but it is there all the way, just a very, very small little right to left. So I'm going to put it about a cup or so out, about here. I'm going to be playing about 32. It is turning. Oh, just a little bit too far. So as you can see, there's a fine example. No beads running along those grid lines for pretty much the whole putt. Let's have a little look now. There's actually a few. You can actually see the beads have actually shown up on a few of the grid lines now. So that's why I always try and get the point across that it's always important to check those beadless grid lines just to be 100% sure. And I wasn't meant to look at the the scoreboard. I think I saw the scores there. As soon as I saw them pop up, I looked away, but so I'm not 100% sure what they finished on, but I have a fair idea. I think I caught a glimpse of a number there. Okay, so here we go. Right, it's 141. It's down 2 feet. Going to be playing pretty much 141. Only 1 mile per hour wind, but this carry now is 143. I'm going to put this up a little bit more. I'm going to put it up to the top of the A on draw and just see exactly how far this still carries. So I'll put a decent amount of loft on there. Enough with the tour clubs that would take about 6 yards off. So definitely do need to loft up a little bit more than what you would do with the tour clubs. So 9 feet, I think this is the closest we've gotten on an approach for the entire round. Very, very slight little break again. It's going to be just barely outside that right edge there. I'm going to keep it more on the edge though. Should be good, and it is. So 5 under through 15, as I say, I caught a very, very slight glimpse, but I did look away pretty quick as soon as I noticed that they were up there, the scores. So I'm not 100% sure of what the guy has scored, but I'd be interested to see now. I think I'm going to play, I think I'm actually going to play the 5 wood, to be honest. Yeah, I think I'm going to play the 5 wood. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of fade on it. Just to get it up there. Well, I think it'd be hard to tell. Yeah, I think 5 wood was the best choice to take there. Sorry, I just have to clear my throat again. Ah, sorry about that. The downside to being a smoker. Okay, so we got 60 yards. It's up 14 feet, so it's going to be playing about 65. Touch that down a bit. Seeing as how the last pitch shot that I did, I was on a more considerable upslope, but hopefully this gets closer to where I want it to be now, and it doesn't go on too far. Come on, sit down, and it does. Perfect. So another birdie on the cards here. Little tap in, and that brings us to 6 under, I think. Six under indeed, through 15. So what can we do for these final 3 holes? Long par 3, 217. It's going to be playing about 212. I think 5 wood is definitely going to be the one to go with. I feel it's still going to go miles past the hole if it kicks onto the green. I'm not going to mess around with the loft after the incident on the 18th hole last night. But it's not too bad, just went off the backside of the green there. I will do full loft on this again. It is running downhill, so I'm not going to give it a full backswing. Now, can it run in? Oh, very, very close there. Just burned the edge. But it shouldn't be too difficult to pick up the par. That pretty much looks like just a left edge putt. And it is. So can we get to 8 under? I don't know if we have any more par 5s on the course. Well, obviously 17 is not a par 5, we're on it now, but I don't know if 18 is a par 5. More than likely not. I don't even know how many par 5s we've played yet, to be honest. I haven't been keeping track of that. So it could well be. So we got 183. It's going to be playing, it's up 10 feet, it's going to be playing about 186. It's running uphill. I've got a very, very I've got a 5 mile per hour wind coming slightly from behind, more so from the side. On a bit of an upslope. I think I'm just going to take the 5 iron as is, and hopefully it does run on. I know it's kind of running a bit uphill towards the pin, but hopefully this could be good. It sits down there. That is a very nice approach. That's about 7, maybe 8 feet. 7 feet, so should hopefully pick up a birdie here. That'll bring us to 7 under par. Looks to be just outside that left edge. And it's good. So that's 7 under par. What can we do on the 18th hole? Is it a par 4? Is it a par 5? Is it even a par 3, to be honest? It is indeed a par 5, 561 yards. So hopefully, got a nice tailwind here, 7 mile per hour. Hopefully we can pick up a birdie again and finish at a nice even 8 under par. Good solid drive. Rough and bunker should not be a problem, which they're not. Just looking down there just to make sure I have the green light there on the mic mute switch, just to make sure that I'm not talking away just to myself, but I'm not. Okay, 3 wood should be fine. Went a bit left off the club head there again, but the ball wasn't exactly really above the feet there at all. It was pretty level. But that should be just a nice little pitch shot in now. 41. Do I want to take a chance on a flop shot? I'm going to take a chance on a flop shot. I'm going to loft it up a little bit. Or will I actually? We're on a bit of an upslope. See, it's difficult to tell. It's not. I don't think it's going to sink its teeth in. But I'll put a slight little bit of loft on it. The wind shouldn't affect it. It's a good strike. Come on, sit, sit, sit. And it does. Perfect. So that should be another birdie. Finish at 8 under. Again, should be just pretty much a left edge putt to close out the hole, or close out the round, should I say? So 8 under with the standard clubs actually. Obviously that has not fully updated. So as we know, I am on 8 under. I've got a 3-shot lead so far between myself, Tim, and Ian for this three club set event. So this is what I was saying at the start of the round. We'll quickly go to onto the scorecard actually and just have a quick look. So I only got 2 bogeys on the front 9, on the 4th and on the 8th. Picked up a few pars. Pretty decent back 9, pretty decent front 9 as well, to be honest. Just apart from those 2 bogeys. But considering the fact that that's the first time I've ever played an actual round with standard clubs, that was a completely different ball game for me. Just not being able to get that distance, as I say, like the driver's carry distance being a standard 240, perfectly level and 0 wind. That for me was like just pretty much taking 5 wood off the tee throughout the whole round, and having those longer approaches in. So I'm more than happy with how that round went. I wasn't expecting to shoot double digits under par, but it'll be interesting to see the comparison across the 3 rounds with going up through the club sets. So we will hit advance, and this is what I was going to mention. The one thing that you do not want to do, you do not want to hit continue yet. Yeah, I think you can just hit options now and get into your profile and change your club set there. But what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do the second round now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to return to our Society Home, should I say. Click Society Home, just to make sure that we're not on that first tee 100%, and that when we do start the second round, we will have 100% have those player clubs, so as not to mess things up. So that has been, I will wrap up the video now. That has been a 3 club set, round 1 with the standard clubs, round 2 with the player clubs to come. I will do that tomorrow in the DI Sleet Fans Society. Again, I think I'm pronouncing that right, Sleet anyway. On PS4, if you do fancy checking it out, it is a little bit of fun just to see how well you would do across 3 different club sets. So I will wrap up the video now. If you did enjoy the video, drop it a like. If you're new to the channel and you haven't already, do hit the subscribe button. And thank you very much as well to the considerable I'll get that word out, I always mess that word up, considerable amount of subs that I've gotten in just the last 24 hours alone. Thanks very much to everybody who has subbed to the channel so far. It is slowly but surely making progress, and hopefully we can keep it going. So until the next one, which will actually be round 2 of this event, take care and bye for now.